In the beginning of November 2023, I encountered an Instagram post by an American spoken word poetry organization that will be referred to here tonight as zipper poetry. While we were still counting our deads and hostages and woundeds, zipper poetry posted the following. The following stance reflect zipper poetry's stance on Palestine. Zipper poetry first and foremost believes in a free Palestine. Palestinians have been the victims of ongoing violence and an encroaching system of apartheid enacted by Israel. The escalating violence against the 2.3 million Palestinians in Gaza and the Western support that enables it can and must be brought to an end. After scrolling down their page for hours, I could not find any other occasion on which they saw fit to write their stance on any crisis, conflict, or political situation around the world. All the rest of their content was always promoting their events, videos, workshops, and the sales of their poetry books and merchandise. That single post received over 6,000 likes and over 1,000 comments. This thread and its many comments had the honor of being my first personal encounter with unfiltered hate and anti-Semitism. It continued to haunt me. As a poet and a founder of a similar platform for spoken word poetry, here is my stance on their stance. Dear Zipper Poetry, your fly is open. Through it, I see your everything. I see your need to be courageous, to speak the truth that no one else dares to say. Strange how this was the only time you dare to speak your truth. No stance, not even a sentence about how you all will finish off paying your student loans when you're 85. Not a word about your pretty frequent hurricanes and school shootings. Not even a letter about illegal immigration, the rise in inflation, the coming elections. Dear Zipper Poetry, one letter is the difference between truthless and ruthless. Miraculously, somehow, you managed to be both. Dear Zipper Poetry, your fly is open. Through it, I see your need to stand out, to feel special, to feel you're making a difference, your need to show that you are on the right side of history. How nice it must be for you all to go to a local pub, order a local beer, and write stances about an imported, non-local, none of your business conflict from the whole other side of the world. What a low-hanging fruit for your virtue signaling. Dear Zipper Poetry, you're so vain. You probably think this war is about you. Dear Zipper Poetry, your barn door is open. Through it, I see mad cows running out one by one, commenting things like Israelis are oppressors, therefore they have no right to defend themselves, chanting the words genocide, apartheid, as if these were prayers, looking to see who will respond with an amen and who should be silenced in the holy name of free speech. Dear Zipper Poetry, your barn door is wide open like the gates of hell. Through it, I see your brainwashed followers accusing us of bombing brown babies just because they're brown and you're white, and of forging every evidence of our own massacre because it makes so much more sense to them that we raped ourselves and butchered ourselves after putting the Palestinians in an open-air prison just for fun. You leaned back and allowed your kingdom of words to be reigned by these falsehoods, to be written down as fact and kept your lips zipped. Dear Zipper Poetry, I hope 6,000 likes were worth it. Dear Zipper Poetry, your fly is open. Through it, I see your shame. You failed as a poetry organization, not because you believe in a free Palestine, but because you published a hollow stance instead of the poetry of a Palestinian writer, instead of a poem by an Israeli one. Instead of expanding the borders of the human hearts, you smashed it down and with a righteous fist. There is nothing poetic about that. Your stupid stance doesn't even rhyme. Dear Zipper Poetry, don't worry. Our grandparents survived gas chambers. We will survive your gaslighting. Dear Zipper Poetry, your fly is open. Through it, I see your shame. It's your zipper that's open, and somehow you think we're to blame. Dear zipper poetry, your fly is open. Don't bother zipping up.